Hi guys, so this is my analysis on the XY, what I'm expecting on the XY guys. If you watch my previous analysis on the XY, I said I was expecting the XY to push to the downside and my target was 104. And my reason is I'm going to do a quick recap. My reason was because we can see that we are currently on an uptrend. We can see break of structure around this zone right here. So I said there's a possibility it has gotten to my negative 61.8% fib level, and I was still seeing more momentum to push to the downside. So I said there was a possibility that we might actually go to my imbalance right here, around this area right here, to fill in that imbalance before we possibly push to the upside, because overall I'm still expecting the XY to push to the upside, and my target is 105 for the XY to push to the upside. So as we can see that we did that perfectly well. We came to this imbalance right here to push down to the imbalance, then touch this trend line to give us, I think, multiple touch on the trend line. So if I zoom out a little bit and adjust the trend line, we can see on the trend line we have first touch, second touch, third touch, and we know that a touch on the trend line confirms the trend line. So we can see that immediately booms to the upside after the touches of the trend line. So those are like the confluences. And if you go to a smaller time frame, we can see that we had like a double bottom around that area, right? Even if it's not that, you can see around this area right here and push to the upside right there. Yeah, so you can see, I think when I analyzed it, we were around this area right here. So I said we broke this trend line right here, came back to retest the trend line. So there's a possibility we get there. So we finally got to our target, 104. So now I'm going to delete my previous analysis just to see what we are looking for. I'm going to delete this fib here. I'll delete. Okay, let's see. I think I'm going to delete this. We can see this trend line right here. I'm going to delete this one right here too. So now we have more really cleaner chart. I'm going to delete this and this too. So now what are we looking at right now? Let me go to a smaller time frame just to see if we can see that this week rejection right here, this is probably going to be like a news price action, right? I think when in weeks like this, probably a news price action, to be honest. So I'm gonna delete this one too. So now we have a clean chart. Now what are we looking at? I'm going to go to a bigger time frame just to see my overall thoughts on this. You can see certainly that we have this engulfing candle right here, came to retest that with just this weak rejections and continue to push to the upside. So certainly, like I said, I'm still expecting the XY to push to the upside, and my target will be around this area here will be my target. Then we will now see what next when we get there, because here will determine our next move. But I think based on my analysis, majority of the time when we get to the negative 27% fib level, that is always like a reversal zone for me, which means there's a possibility when we get there we might reject a little bit before we now continue to push to the probably push to the upside, because I still see it, so at least pushing up to my 61.8% fib level, which is 107. But I don't like to predict too far to the future because anything can happen. We might still get there, but we can't predict when exactly we'll get there. It might be tomorrow, it might be next week, it might be next week, so no one knows exactly. But I still know, like, overall we are still on an uptrend, and that is why I like to do top-down analysis, because if you go from a bigger time frame to the smaller time frame, it shows you like the overall direction of what you're looking at. We can see that we are still having momentum to push to the upside, and us pushing to the upside, I still see it coming to maybe which is closer to my 50% fib level, right? Because I still see something like that before we now push to the downside, because I still think the XY will be going to 95.3 around that area right here. But those are like long term long-term price that I see, but we have to take it one step at a time. Like I said, I don't like predicting too far to the future, so my next target on that is probably around 107ish, and that is because of this right here. We can see an impulsive, a sort of a correction, of a descending correction, pushing up to around this area will be like the 90% rule, right, which is coming near there, which also kind of align with my 50% fib level. So we might get here before we now push to the downside, but I still see it coming to maybe around my 61.8% fib level, because we can see this break of structure around this area right here. So there's a possibility we might still zoom to that level right here overall before we now push to the downside. But like I said, the way we react around this area right here will determine if you're going to continue to push up before we reject, or if you're just going to start rejecting around this area before we now push to the downside. But like I said, those are like predicting way too much to the future, so let's just go one step at a time based on the current price action right here. So my next target on DXY is possible 105, then that would determine our next move. We are almost there though, so from here to here, let's see how many pips is that. About 150 pips. So this is like 150 pips around that area right here. We are almost there though, but I still think we're going to push up to that level right there. Then let's see what that give us when we get there though. I think I'm gonna delete this one here since we're done with this. So guys, you can put a trend line right here. Let me just put a trend line here. Okay, so guys, that is my thought on the XY, guys. Hope you find this helpful. If you do, don't forget to subscribe, comment, share and like, and I'll see you in my next analysis. Thank you for watching, guys.